What's up, guys? Long time no see, huh? I know, it's been a while, probably like a whole month since I've uploaded. But today, I got a few things planned. I'm about to change the oil on the CRV, and then we're gonna test out Meguiar's Back to Black. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a trim restore. So you know all like the little plastic trims around the cars that are black, sometimes they get faded and really faded. And specifically on this car, the whole front bumper is plastic. So it's faded, and I wanted to go ahead and test out the product. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the oil real quick, and then I'll show you guys how this thing works. I've never used it. I have had buddies tell me they've used it and it works really good. So I guess we'll find out right now. All right, so for those of you wondering what is the Back to Black, this is it. I might have said Meguiar's, but it's actually Mother's brand. And I've always thought about using this stuff, but I never have because it's kind of pricey. It's like, I think it's like originally like maybe 10, 12, 15 bucks a bottle. I just never really thought it was worth it. But I came across this post on Facebook and on the marketplace, and this lady who actually works for Mother's at the warehouse or whatever said that they gave her literally a box full of it and she didn't know what to do with it. So I got all 3 of these for $5. And the reason why they gave it to her is because it's like a misprint. So if you look closely, everything looks kind of like, I don't know, like blurred. So I guess like they were just going to scrap it, and they were just like, hey, do you want it? She was like, I guess so. So she made a couple bucks off of it. So, you know, I guess that's good for her, but it's especially good for me. So we're going to go ahead and give this a try. As you can see right there, before and after. And this is how the CRV currently looks. It has like a, I guess it was like a replacement front bumper, because the rest of the car, the trim ain't too bad. But if you look right here, you'll see the pretty drastic difference from this trim, which is also plastic, to this front bumper, which I was talking about, which is plastic. So this is obviously very, very faded, but the rest of the trim is not too bad. I'm still gonna hit areas like this where I guess the sun got to it, because you could see like the very drastic difference from this to this, and we'll see how it plays out. I think it's gonna make a pretty drastic difference. I hope it does, and I hope it doesn't leave like swirl marks from you applying it. But I guess we'll go from here, and I get started on the front. So again, this is what it looks like before. It's very faded. Very, very faded. And if this works, I'm gonna apply this on a few of my other cars. So I'm pretty hopeful right now, but I think it is gonna work. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm gonna do it as the instructions say. So it says begin with a cool, dry surface, which it is cool and dry. Clean one area at a time, do not let dry, which sounds kind of contradictory. I guess it means like wipe it off dry, and well, I don't know. Point being, apply a thin layer onto the supplied brush, which I don't have, so I'm just gonna use like a terry cloth, just like a plain little cloth, and the rest I guess is just put on, wax off, I guess. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started, see how it works. Like I said, I got a lot of hope in this. Okay, so apply onto the surface to be cleaned. So I guess I don't really know where to start. I guess we'll just plop some here. It's kind of thin, so. Okay, so clean cloth, let's see how it works. I'm gonna do half the bumper at a time. So I'll split it right down the middle so we can see the actual difference. And I guess I'll, you know, give you guys an update too as to how long it lasts, how well it actually worked. Because I know there's some people that like, they might see like a little bit of difference and they're jumping up and down. But I know there's some people who will like expect it to be jet black again. So, you know, I'm gonna try to give it an honest review, not biased or anything like that. You know, I'm not sponsored by Mother's, clearly, but yeah, we'll see how this turns out. So I'll keep going at it. I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 coats to see, you know, try to get the best finish off of it. And then, yeah, like I said, we'll go from there. Since right here, there's a lot of like divots and stuff, I'm gonna apply it to the rag. But yeah, halfway. I know I went a little bit past halfway. I got carried away. I got kind of excited, but we'll call it halfway. But so far, so good. I'm liking it. Hopefully, when it dries, it looks even, you know, darker. But again, like I said, so far so good. Okay, so we're about 5 minutes in, and so far, mind you, this was already, you know, well, I mean, you can still see it. This is, I guess, about as best as I can get it so far. Let me go ahead and show you the side that hasn't been done. So it is a pretty drastic difference. The one thing I will say is, so far it's not completely dry, but the parts that are drying or beginning to dry are leaving like swirl marks from the application. But I mean, I guess it's not too bad. I guess we'll keep going. Like I said, that's the half that has it, obviously, and this is the half that doesn't. And you can see just how different this trim around the wheel was in comparison to how the bumper was, and you could see the difference on the other side. So I'll keep going, and I'll show you guys a little bit more of how it is. And yeah. All right, so I'm gonna apply some right here so you guys can check out the difference. Again, on the rag, got some here. I guess right here it made a bit more of a drastic difference, huh? Maybe because there's not as many curves. Huh. That looks real good right there. Yeah, that's more like it. That's kind of what they show in the picture. It's pretty good. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and let the oil dry. I'm gonna go ahead and change the oil and let the Back to Black dry, so I can give you guys, you know, roughly what it's gonna look like completely dried out. Because right now it's starting to dry, and it's honestly starting to go back to what it looked like before, maybe like a tad bit darker. But I'll show you guys once it's completely dry. All right, so on the actual trim of the car, it didn't come out bad at all. It actually made a pretty big difference. So I think what happened up front is maybe because it's such a large area, because as you can see now that it's starting to dry, it has like just like streaks all over the place. And that might be because I didn't use the sponge, or I might have done something wrong. I don't think I did anything wrong though, but you know, I think it's just because of the general area of it, and like it's curved and stuff like that. It might have had something to do with it. But I mean, overall it did make a big difference, somewhat, I guess. You can see like the amount of like darkness that you got on it. Hold on, sorry, still drying. But yeah, you can see overall like the drastic difference of with and without it. Would I recommend this? Yeah, if you're gonna use it for like trim, like actually what it's meant for, versus an entire bumper, I do think it makes a pretty drastic difference. But would I go ahead and do what I just did with it again? Probably not. I think it probably looks better without all that extra stuff, like streaks and stuff on it. But overall, it's not too bad. And this is the dried product. So it is obviously a little bit darker. It's not as drastic as it was on the trim on the side. And then right here, you can see the difference. It's not as bad anymore. And then over here, once it dried up, it kind of almost ended up the same, but I mean, it does look better. And I went around the entire car. It's pretty much what you're getting is like almost like tire shine in a sense. It's like same consistency. I'm almost sure it's like very similar in what it is. But I mean, I would definitely give it a try. I'm not gonna say it's the greatest product to ever be made. It's definitely not like revolutionary. It's not gonna, you know, completely change the look of your car. I mean, it might, but I'd recommend this if you're just wanting to give it like a touch up, but you're definitely not gonna beat like getting a new completely black bumper. Because I mean, like I said, you can see the difference right there still. I was hoping, you know, I had hopes and dreams that it would come out like that, but you know, for $5 for 3 bottles of these, I guess it's not bad. Overall, I'd give this probably like a 6, maybe 7 out of 10. 6.5. There you go. We'll go with 6.5 out of 10. It's definitely not that drastic like it shows there. But it's not a bad product. It's not terrible. But yeah. So sorry guys. I'm looking a little crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, check out my channel. I got a lot more videos on this car right here. Is a CRV. I took it off-roading once. I actually don't have any more videos of this, but I got a lot of videos of other vehicles. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.